Mastering ISO 14971. ISO 14971 uncovers the deadly secrets of medical devices. How does ISO 14971 consider the risk of hazards in medical devices? ISO 14971, the international standard for medical device risk management, provides a framework for identifying, assessing, and controlling hazards associated with medical devices. The standard emphasizes a proactive approach to risk management, encouraging manufacturers to adopt a systematic and structured process to manage risks throughout the entire life cycle of a medical device. According to ISO 14971, risk management involves a series of iterative and interrelated activities, including risk analysis, risk evaluation, risk control, and risk reviews. The standard defines risk as a measure of the probability and severity of harm or damage to people, property, or the environment. Hazards, on the other hand, are defined as potential sources of harm. The risk management process outlined in ISO 14971 involves the following steps. 1. Risk analysis. This involves identifying and describing potential hazards associated with a medical device. This can be achieved through a thorough analysis of the device's design, materials, manufacturing process, and intended use. The analysis should consider various factors, such as the device's functionality, user interface, and environmental factors. 2. Risk estimation. Once hazards have been identified, the next step is to estimate the risk associated with each hazard. This involves evaluating the probability and severity of harm or damage that could occur as a result of each hazard. The risk estimation should be based on available data, including clinical trials, user feedback, and incident reports. 3. Risk evaluation. In this step, the estimated risks are compared to predetermined risk acceptance criteria to determine whether the risks are acceptable or not. The risk evaluation should consider factors such as the device's intended use, the patient population, and the intended medical benefit. 4. Risk control. If the risks are deemed unacceptable, the next step is to implement risk controls to reduce or eliminate the risks. Risk controls can include design changes, labeling changes, user instructions, or warnings. The effectiveness of risk controls should be verified through testing and validation. 5. Risk review. The final step involves reviewing and updating the risk management process to ensure that it remains effective and up to date. This includes reviewing incident reports, customer complaints, and feedback from users to identify opportunities for improvement. ISO 14971 also emphasizes the importance of incorporating human factors into the risk management process. This involves considering the user interface, user instructions, and the environmental factors that could affect the safe use of a medical device. The standard requires manufacturers to maintain a risk management file that documents the entire risk management process, including risk analyses, risk estimations, risk evaluations, risk controls, and risk reviews. The risk management file should be updated regularly to reflect changes to the device, new data, or emerging concerns. In addition, ISO 14971 emphasizes the importance of post-market surveillance, which involves monitoring the device's performance in real-world settings to identify potential hazards or risks that may not have been anticipated during the design and development stage. By adopting the risk management process outlined in ISO 14971, manufacturers can reduce the risk of hazards associated with medical devices, improve patient safety, and ensure compliance with regulatory requirements.